You didn't ask, but the name's Jeff. Anytime you need me, you just call up Omaha United Cabs. You ask for me. They'll find me no matter where I'm at. Never more than 5 minutes away.
They recasted the taxi driver? What? Did he try to pull a fast one and ask for more money? That's a bummer, because I was confused in the beginning. I was thinking, I think they recast him because he's wearing the same clothes and he's a taxi driver as well. I watched back that episode again where we first met the taxi driver and he introduced himself as Jeff. And sure enough, this guy was named Jeff as well.
My name is Jeff.
It's kind of interesting to see a full episode of Gene, but I thought we were going to have one more episode of the Breaking Bad timeline, because that's where we left off last time, before entering the Gene timeline. It took a whole episode just to see Gene do one last Saw scheme, but it was cool. It's like, I like the symbolism of him putting on his ring to become Saw, kind of like how Walter White would put on the hat to become Heisenberg. So I like the similarities in that. So we learned that Gene schemed this taxi driver Jeff to commit a crime, so he can blackmail him at the end and say, okay, we're square, man. You give out my identity, and if I go down, then you go down with me. And sure, although the episode started in black and white, I still didn't think we were in the Gene timeline until I saw him posting a fake flyer of his dog missing. And I don't know why, but I thought that this episode was going to change from black to white to color eventually, maybe halfway through the episode, but it never did. It's as if maybe initially they were planning on 10 episodes and this was going to be the end, because the way the episode ended was Gene takes off his ring and it kind of feels like, alright, that was the last of Saul and back to living as Gene. Which would have been a nice ending, but not very content. Because I want to see more. I want to see a happy ending. Him meeting up with Kim, and although they may not get together, she's probably remarried, maybe with kids. Just to have that closure of them two. Like one last goodbye. So I'm glad that we do have 3 more episodes. But if we're gonna have the Jesse and Walter cameo, it's gonna feel weird going back to the Breaking timeline after the Gene. They should have just saved the Gene for the very last, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, initially maybe they had 10 episodes and maybe AMC told them to make another 3, or maybe they had a change of heart that they weren't happy with the ending and they came up with another one for them to add an additional 3 episodes. Who knows? But I don't feel very satisfied seeing the Gene openings for the past 6 years just to conclude with this. It's not very satisfying. Maybe Jesse's cameo will be Saul somehow meeting him in Alaska, but the Walter White, the only thing I can think of is maybe Saul visits his gravesite. Who knows? I had a feeling that something was gonna go wrong just to add drama and intensity to the episode, because it did feel kind of like dragging. And sure enough, Jeff slips as he's committing the crime, and Gene's afraid that the security guy is gonna catch him in the camera and that it'll be all over and maybe it'll fall on him as well. But when Gene was telling the security guard just a distraction about that his parents are dead, that he doesn't have a wife, and that his brother is dead, you could tell that he was being genuine and really talking about that he is sincerely lonely and that he is sincerely alone. It became less of a distraction and more about actually talking to somebody in a personal way about his feelings and how he feels. Yeah, we watched that scene where we first met Jeff, the taxi driver, and I kind of like that actor more than the one that we got in this episode. Anyways, this is a short one, not much went on except for that scheme. I'm curious to know your thoughts in the comments for this episode. What did you guys think? And what is there left for Gene if this episode expressed that he's done being Saul? It was just for that one last scheme. In that closing scene, when he was checking himself out in the mirror with the type of clothes Saul would wear, it was as if saying, alright, goodbye old friend. Maybe we'll see a time jump with Gene and then he'll just feel like his life is meaningless and will want to follow up to see what Kim's up to. The guy that plays Gustavo Fring, I think it was on Jimmy Kimmel Live, where he did say something about a prequel for Gustavo Fring, but he might have been joking, but wouldn't that be a cool cliffhanger for this show to let us know that there's going to be another Breaking Bad prequel about Gustavo Fring? Well, I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit the like button to continue doing these videos, and as always, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.